Hey guys, so before you remove your tow hitch, there's a few things to note. First off, there are some tools that are mandatory and some tools that are so nice to have. Also, there are some procedures that you should do going about this that other videos just don't talk about, and it sucks. So I'm here to do that for you. So when you do install the tow hitch on your Model 3, you'll be able to do it faster, cleaner, and with so much less stress. Number one is you're gonna need a drill. Power tools are such great inventions, guys. It saves time and so much energy instead of having to manually torque everything with a ratchet. Some things you will have to torque with a ratchet, but other things it's great to have a power tool. You could use a hammer drill or an impact drill. Just make sure if you do, you have the correct adapters that you'll need whenever you're going to a socket. So power tool, ratchet. If you need to buy a ratchet, I would get a small one because you're gonna be working in some pretty tight areas, and I would just do a small one. This is not an install video. I have that coming out tomorrow, and if it's already out, it'll be in the description below or on the channel. So check that out there. But the first thing that you're gonna want to remove are the tail lights. And in removing the tail lights, it's really simple. It's basically just 2 clips holding it in, as well as 3 bolts. Actually nuts for the bolts that it's going on to. On each side, you have 2 nuts. They look like this, and they're gonna be on the inside of the car. You also have one of these, and these are holding the tail lights in from the top. For something like this, you'd wanna use pliers. So you're also gonna need pliers. Anything that looks like this will do. You just wanna be able to grab it. I would also suggest a microfiber towel so that when you do grab it, you're squeezing on the microfiber towel before you start squeezing on the plastic, because if you have metal scratches plastic. And then of course, make sure you have your torque wrench. With the tail lights removed, the next easiest thing to do is remove the plastic pieces here and here. This one you just pull up and towards the car and it's gonna come out. This top one, there's 2 clips on each side. You're just gonna use a pry tool 90-degree pick. I would also suggest having that on hand the entire project. Pop those 2 clips out, take that plastic piece off, and then you have super free access to this carpet. It just makes it way easier to work in. This one isn't mandatory, but the bottom one is, and if you take this one off, it'll make it so much easier to work with. We're gonna want to detach the bumper from the car, and when we do this, this weather sealing has to come off, which sucks because this weather sealing sucks. I mean, it's great, but it sucks. It's sticky underneath. It's white and it's sticky, so just be aware of that. When you do pull it off, you're gonna kind of wanna rock it up and then pull it straight off. When you take this off, you're gonna wanna take it off above the bumper part. That's the only part that's important because again, the bumper is gonna be the thing that we're removing from the car. The rest up here, it doesn't really matter. And that's pretty much it from the back now. Another word of advice, you are going to be on the floor quite a bit. And we're actually about to go down here. So if I were you, you have something soft like a pillow, or even better, your front cover mat. This works perfectly for when you need to drop the bumper so you don't scrape any of the black plastic down here. Speaking of black plastic, there's a black plastic shield underneath here that we're gonna have to unbolt. So you will have to get under the car, and if you're lowered, well, good luck. I can squeeze under, so try that before, so you know your clearance issues. You know, that's something a lot of people don't talk about either, because I'm American, right? And most Americans are bigger. I don't know if you can fit under there. Like I said, I totally can, but I don't know if most people can fit under there. Let me know if you can fit under your Model 3 in the comments below. I mean, it is a pretty low car compared to like a Model Y or Model X, so I won't judge you too hard. But before we get down there, let's go to the side of the car. On the side of the car, we're gonna focus on the back of your wheel lining. Everyone talks about this, so I'm not gonna go too in depth with it, but there's basically 3 clips you're gonna want to use your 90-degree pick tool here to remove. You're gonna take those out. This is the one that people don't spend a lot of attention on. Also, don't be afraid to pull your wheel lining a little bit off. Makes it way easier to work on. And inside of here, you see that right there, that metal. Not a lot of people talk about it, but when you remove these, pay attention to which way they go in. So for my car, you can see this little part is facing upwards. You're gonna want to screw in or remove it from the bottom. And then when you put this clip back on, you're gonna want to put it on the top part. So this part right here, you can see it has an edge right here. It's going to go over this. It's gonna slide over it. So remember, this top part is gonna be facing up. You're gonna want to slide it in here, and it goes on this piece, the piece that comes out, not the piece that's attached to the car. Something important to note, do that on both sides once you undo those bolts. All right guys, so kind of the next thing that you're gonna want to do is remove the bolts under the car. There's about 6 of them, so there's 2 super far in the front that connect it to like the shield that's next to the battery, or that's part of the battery. 2 bolts on the side of that, and then 2 bolts underneath some flaps at the rear. You basically wanna remove all of those. You're gonna want to remove this. There's just 5 10mm bolts holding this whole thing in, going across there. Once that removed, you're gonna get access to the bolts holding the part of the crash bar to the car. So talking about taking off that rear bumper back there, we're going to need a torque wrench. You can also start off with a impact drill or just a hammer drill because that's gonna make it a little bit easier. The bolts are torqued on pretty tight, so if I were you, I would start with some kind of ratchet or something to loosen them and then use your drill just to pull them off the rest of the way. So according to Tesla's website, and I found this to be pretty true myself, we're going to need a 15mm deep socket and a 6-inch extension working back there with those bolts. Now the bolts securing the crash bar to the subframe are going to require a torque wrench because they need 60 Newton-meters of torque. This is also listed on that site down there. When you're adjusting your torque wrench, just make sure you go to the proper setting. You know, I'll have this one in the description below. You're gonna want to store it at the lowest setting. Of course, it's a torque wrench. But if you didn't know that, I guess it's not, of course, so now you know. 66 Newton-meters is equivalent to 44.2 pounds of torque, foot-pounds of torque. Thanks, Tesla. So tightening this, I have it at like the 50, it's probably not gonna focus. And then for mine, if you have this little bottom screw back here, you're gonna wanna screw it to the right, and that'll lock in your torque setting. Super good. Also, if you want to know how to remove the rear bumper, as well as having the video that I made, that'll be posted tomorrow up, or it's probably already up by the time you're watching this, but it's good to have both resources up, both from me, so you can get that real world help, and on paper from Tesla. So that'll be in the description as well. The Tesla site is super cool. It tells you all the specification, tells you the torque settings, tells you all the bolts, tells you seriously everything. So this is a really, really good resource that I don't see being used enough. All right guys, so the about 60 Newton-meters of torque, I'm gonna be applying it to the bolts that hold the crash bar to the middle part, as well as the tow hitch to the subframe. So 60 Newton-meters or about that, whatever website says, all the way around. There we go. It's awesome because if I go all the way back and I try to go again, immediately locks it out. All right guys, one thing to note about the tow hitch to the subframe of the car, these bolts right here. And for these bolts, you see how this one's chewed up? Well, it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to look not as chewed up, it's supposed to look like this. And the reason why the other one's chewed up is because I made a little boo-boo. And if you look down here, you can see there's a bit of a gap. This tow hitch to the subframe part is adjustable, so you can move it over to the side a little bit. All right guys, so yeah, we're not gonna do that. And the reasons, guys, is going to be this side. So I'm on the other side now. To the left, the other side I was talking about a second ago, and this is the right. And this bolt, if I move this over, then this bolt won't have enough clearance to go in. So you're kind of at a toss-up, honestly. Pretty wild. That sucks. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hand thread it in, and I can't get my torque wrench in there because my torque wrench, it's too big. So what we're going to do is use one of these smaller socket, and we're gonna use one of these wrenches right here, and I'm just gonna torque it down super hard. And I think I should be good because initially, just to try it out, I torqued these down by hand, and I got pretty close to the 50 Newton-meters according to that. Or is it 60? Whatever the correct amount was supposed to be on the torque wrench. Also, we got a little Easter egg right here. So Tesla owners, Silicon Valley, got a little magnet on my tow hitch. No one will know unless you watch this video. Then you will know. You know, all the videos I watch, actually including mine, never show the tow hitch going on here, like the actual module. I'm talking about this part. So this was gonna go in, and then you have a bolt that goes through and secures it to the actual hitch frame, I guess you could call it. Now, the other videos either don't show it going in, at least to my knowledge, or they show it going in when the bumper's on. This is probably really dumb, but I'm gonna try to do it with the bumper still off and see how it goes. I think I could still get the bumper. Oh, no, I can't. Okay, there's probably a reason why. Well, actually, you kind of can. Wait, you totally can, maybe. Oh, you totally can. I want to do it this way because there's more clearance. So I'll be the test dummy. I'll test if this could go on. We'll go from there. I mean, what is great about this is that you can unbolt this from the outside if you have an access panel or if the hole you cut through is big enough. So it's nice. You can even put the access panel back on if you take this bottom part off. So you can make it super concealed, super hidden. Oh yeah, we are going to need a big bolt for this one. And you probably aren't going to have this, but it's a 24mm socket. I'm super curious. Let me know in the comments below if you have this big of a socket before starting this project, because I sure didn't. I had to buy a whole toolkit, and I mean, I wanted to anyways, so it's not that big of a deal, but it's cool to have tools. Oh yeah, I definitely did not need this big of an extension, but Whatever. There we go. And we've reached the end at what this will go. I'm gonna use my torque wrench next to just probably do 50 again a little bit. It does have a locking nut. So actually, let me show you how this looks up close. So inside of here, you get a pretty good view. This is the hitch part, and this is the bolt. So you have a golden washer, and then you have a locking washer, and then you have the bolt that goes through this entire pot. So bolt, and then it's gonna come out on the outside. So that's the end of the bolt right here. And then you have a hole right here for any kind of metal rod you wanna stick through and lock, and any attachments that you'll need. But yeah, guys, oh, this looks so sick. This is so cool. Time to put everything back together. And I'm gonna see, okay, you're gonna watch me do it. We're gonna see if we can put the bumper on over this. I have to get that whole thing through that access panel port. I think we can do it. Okay, so everything's pretty good. Oh wait, I need to use the torque wrench actually, because I wanna torque this down just a little bit more. It's so ridiculous that I'm using these huge extensions. This is not necessary at all. All right, I might even have to take this off if it doesn't even go through, but there we go. 50 Newton meters right there. Feels good to me. There's not really a list about, or there's not really, it doesn't really say what this should be at, but I'm not gonna be towing any trailers, nothing heavy. Stay tuned to see what I'm actually gonna be doing with this, because it's gonna be pretty unique. Towing with the Model 3? Another important thing that can be pretty tricky that I want you to pay attention to when you do this is lining the bolts on the bottom correctly. So before you bolt anything in, before you make sure all of this is secure, you're gonna want to do that. Actually, you're gonna do that after you put this in, because this does need to go on regardless of the bumper, because we shouldn't need to access these bolts again. So this goes on, and then we need to temporarily mount the bumper, just get it to stay up here so we can bolt in the bottom, because that's gonna be super important. You gotta get that lined up properly, and sometimes it can be a pain. All right guys, so I'm low-key struggling with the bumper. I stopped the recording when I said that we would do it together. Good thing I did, because that would have went on for a while. But I think I finally secured the key. All right guys, I think I know what I'm doing. Maybe not. Come on. We just gotta get this front part over, all the way over. Oh yeah. Okay. Woo, we did it. Heck yeah. All right. Oh, we're good. All right, now we just gotta secure the top and bolt the bottom in. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. This looks so cool. Ugh. Okay, I don't put your hand on the sticky part. It just feels weird. Anyways, guys, underneath the car, super important. I'm serious. This is the worst part. If you mess this up, it's gonna suck so bad. This bumper, it's not bolted on up top, not even clipped in. You gotta worry about the bottom part first. So this tow hitch right here, if you do put it on beforehand, it helps. I promise it helps, because the black plastic under here, it actually has to slide over the skid plate that's connected to the battery up there. If you don't do that, it's not gonna align properly. It's not gonna be a good day for you. So you wanna make sure it's pushed over. And so if you look underneath the car, it looks pretty good to me. Skid plate should basically be in place. It should look just stock OEM. Now we just gotta put the bolts in, pretty much it. And then we can go about clipping everything and bolting everything back together up here. All right guys, I'm under the car, and it's because getting the skid plate right is so important. These bolts should go in easily. And if they don't go in easily, it's probably because up here there is an issue. There was for me. There are tabs that the skid plate that you just put on, this one right here, has to line up with the one that was on the car. They have to line up, otherwise the bolts won't go in correctly and this won't hold as securely. They're long tabs, you just need to fit them in, and then you can bolt everything in nicely. No one else talks about this, guys, but this is the part you need to line up to get everything correctly. Whew, and we're done. That's pretty much it, guys. Just gotta put it back together, and we're good to go. So stay subscribed to see what I do with the tow hitch on a Model 3. Why would you need a tow hitch on a Model 3? Well, I'll show you why. Of course, I'll have the Tesla website and all the tools. You won't need all these tools, but I'll have all the tools that I used in the description below. Check them out and check out the tow hitch. You guys are going to love this.